Hi everybody, Alice Barron here. This is a message to all the chaperones helping at the show. I have my notepad here with lots of important information to give you. First of all, thank you for helping. We absolutely would not be able to do it without you, so thank you. Okay, I have a lot of information. I will go as fast as I can, and all this information is on the website under the chaperone section, so feel free to read it there instead and not to listen to this message if easier. Okay, so I'll try and section it for you just quickly. Safety. So just looking at the safety of the children. If you're anyone in your group, which is most likely to be 16 or under, they need to be always with a chaperone, so they couldn't be left by themselves. If they need to go to the toilet, I would suggest one of the chaperones from the group doing a group that need the toilet, the other chaperone stays in the changing room. You will, when you arrive, from a safe pointing point of view, you must sign in. So when you sign in, so we know you're in the building, you then put on a red t-shirt. Chaperones wear a red t-shirt, has Just Dance written across the front. It comes in all sizes. They've all been washed and cleaned. If you're helping over a few days, keep the t-shirt, and then on the final day, give it back and pop it in the used t-shirt IKEA bag. That way the children can visually see that's someone who can help me. They're wearing a red t-shirt. It means that anyone else who's got a different job at the theatre, they know that you're looking after a group of children, so it's just safety. Going back to looking after the children from the safety point of view, please make sure that you are never alone one-to-one without anybody else in the room from a safeguarding point of view to protect the child and you. So never put yourself in a situation where you are alone with a child that's not yours. Obviously, if you're their parent, that's different. You're in charge, obviously, of their well-being, which just making sure, have they had the choice and option to go to the toilet? Have they been to the toilet, even if they have been given the choice? Have they had enough food to eat? Have they had enough to drink constantly? And have they, on their well-being point of view, had a chance to maybe play outside if there's an option, or go for a little walk into the foyer, or go to the auditorium and see what the other big girls' dances are? Just think about how their day is, and just be mindful on the Saturday. They might, if you've just done the afternoon session, some of those children will have been there in the morning as well, so they'll have been there all day. So we just really need to be mindful about what's happening in their day. Please make yourself familiar on the website with whether anyone in your group has any allergies or any medical conditions. Obviously that's important for you to know about. And on the website, please have a look at the safeguarding. There's quite a lot of important information in there about what happens to do if there's a fire. There's also things like in there our phone policy. So phones are allowed in the changing room, but absolutely no photographs are allowed to be taken in the changing room. Photographs could be taken outside the changing room if it applies, but obviously nothing posted on social media or any platform unless you've had permission from the child or parent, or child and parent as such. So that's the logistics of the safeguarding and the safety. The final thing I will say is, whenever you have a group of children, so say you're taking 5 children to the side of the stage in Lion King, obviously you've got to have another chaperone stay back with the changing room, and another chaperone go to the stage. But whenever you go anywhere, please count the number of children that you've left the changing room with, and then count the number of children you have when you arrive at your designated spot you're going to. So if you're heading to the toilet, count that you've got 5 kids before you leave for the toilet, count you've got 5 when you arrive, and then the same whenever you move. So if you ever start moving, count the children. Just make sure we've got everyone with the right person where they should be. So once we know the children are obviously all safe and happy and cared for, logistically, what are you doing? Well, you will go onto the website, you will see helping backstage button, click that. you'll see there's an option to click Chaperone. Click that. Once you click that, you'll have all the information access I was speaking about, and then at the bottom you will see the different colours. So if you are looking after the black group, click on black, and you will then see everything you need to know. Who's in your group, what dances they're in, which children are in that dance, what their costume is. If you click on it, it'll then take you to that dance and give you more information about that dance, such as what should their hair be, what should their costume be, what should be on their feet, even a stage plan where it shows you which wing they might need to be in, or if they have a prop. It'll all be on there for you to access and see. So hence the continuity needed for helpers where possible of chaperones, because it is you have to get it all in your head of which dance. You also need to obviously know the running order. So you need to know, right, we've got to get these in Lion King, this and that. We've put the dances that they're in running order. Do check it, because we're only human, but in running order on the colour group. So if we go back to black, I don't even know what dance is in that, for example, but it will be on the website of the different dances in the running order. So you just need to make sure that your group are ready in the right costume at the right time. It sounds easy, but if you have a lot of dances and a lot of children, you need to be on it, and you need to have maybe looked before the night before of what's going on and just familiarise yourself with it. If someone's hair's not right, to fix it and sort it, or get someone who's good at hair in the group near you to help, or a senior to help. What will happen is, so that you know when it's your time, is we will have we'll have some of the teachers being runners, and that basically means that they will come and call for your group in your changing room when they need you ready. So just to give you an insight, we have, say, one group dancing on the stage, the next dance will be waiting in the wings, the next dance will be waiting out in the corridor, and the next dance will be waiting lined up in their changing room by the changing room door. As soon as this dance finishes, the whole system shuffles along, and so everyone is ready about 3 dances ahead of where we're actually at, just to ensure that everyone's in the right place at the right time. So you'll get a shout out from a runner that will come into the room saying, Lion King, could you get ready by the changing room door please, from the blue group or wherever it might be, and then they will line up ready. So you'll need to anticipate that will be coming and have the kids ready, hair, costume, makeup, ready to go, lined at the door. Some extra things to know about the theatre. When we want to keep the wings in the stage as clear as possible. So there'll be a white line on both sides in the wings, and you need to be behind the white line, and the children need to be behind the white line to not be seen by the audience. So there's nothing worse, I don't think, when you're an audience member and you can see people poking out or looking, or you can see people's legs or whatever sticking out. No, they need to be behind the white line. It feels really far back, but that's where we need them to be, behind the white line. And that's all we ever say on the first couple of days when we're in rehearsal. But if you know that, you can just keep tapping children on the shoulder and pulling them back or whatever else. Obviously, once they're doing their dance, they still need to try and stay back behind the white line if they're on the stage, but sometimes it's obviously choreographed that they need to be a bit closer. So the white line is important. We also have a one-way system again, this is for safety and just logistics. So if you're standing on the stage right is to your right, stage left is to your left, so that you always imagine yourself as the dancer when you think about stage right, stage left. So we have a one-way system, very important. So if you are about to do your dance, but the other dance is still finishing their dance, as a default, your children will need to be stage right. So they will be stage right. They'll have been asked to come in by the runner, then they'll be backs against the wall, so they're completely out of the way because it's not their dance, and they will be on stage right. Then when it goes into blackout, which is when the other dance is finished, your dancers will come a little bit forward, and then they will run in on the blackout. They will run in and get ready for the start of their dance. As soon as the crew have seen that they're in their place and they're ready in the dark, we give the cue for the lights and they do their dance. Then When the dance is finished, audience will give a nice clap, it will go to blackout, and then they will exit stage left as a default. So that means that once they've done their finishing position, audience are clapping, it goes dark, they're going to run off to the left because the next dance will be coming in from the stage right. So any chaperone that is waiting for their children in the wings, they will, once they've dropped them off and they've seen them go onto stage, brilliant, you then need to creep round and get on stage left, ready to be there in the blackout to collect your children. It does go quite dark, so I would suggest that you have your iPad, which I haven't said about, it's just making me realise, up in the air with a very dim light on, or if you've got a piece of paper or you hold your hand up and just wave. There can be absolutely no talking in the wings whatsoever, really strict on that, no talking at all at any time, because otherwise the audience hears everything and it's very noisy. Going back to the iPad, it's very crucial, I don't know why I didn't say it before, you need to bring an iPad. So every single chaperone needs to bring an iPad. Or a device that can access a website. A phone is not going to be big enough. If that's all you've got, then that's all you've got. But I really would highly recommend an iPad or something similar to an iPad, because on there all day you will be looking, what's the running order, where do they need to be, watch the schedule, what's the photographer doing, what's this, what's that, and everything you need will be on there. So that's why I say get your iPad out, get really familiar with everything you need to know for your day and your colour group. Look all the way down, it's asked questions at the bottom of that to prompt you to look at other pages, etc, etc. So hopefully you can just sit with a cup of tea and get really familiar with it. When I was talking about as a default on the stage, there is a stage plan. So sometimes the teacher might have choreographed that they're coming in from stage left, which is fine. It just means that they need to be on stage left. So when you click on the dance, so say you've got, I'll use Lion King again, and you click on Lion King, when you see their picture of their costume, what they're wearing on their feet, what their hair is, there's also a little button which says stage plan. If you click on that, you can then see where they're starting. So you can be like, so Lucy and Joe are in wing 1, they're in that wing, they're on stage left, okay girls, you need to be on that side, because they can get quite disorientated. We are obviously practicing, so hopefully they won't be disorientated, but sometimes it's just good for the chaperone to be able to look it up and answer their questions calmly in the changing room and everyone to feel comfortable. So I was just saying the one-way system is the default, but obviously if the choreography has asked for something else, then it just needs to be adapted. Few other things, I'm nearly done, I promise I'm going as fast as I can. Quick change. You may have a child who is in quick change. This basically means they do not have time when they come off the stage to get back to their changing room, change, and get back on stage. So there's a quick change area, and that's located near the signing in and out desk. So it means that once they've finished their dance, you would then take them, rather than back to the changing room, you would drop them off at quick change on your way back to the changing room. And so their costume will need to be in quick change and they'll need to be sorted. You might have children who are not on the quick change list, you'd have to look, that you actually think they don't have enough time, it's been overlooked and they need to be in quick change. Fine, no problem. Speak to quick change, and then also let us know as well so we can update the website that evening. But it's not a problem, just let us know. Photos. On Saturday at the rehearsal, just to bear in mind, Saturday morning is Act 1, Saturday afternoon is Act 2. They're overlapping in the middle to all be together to practice the finale. On this day is the day we're having photos taken by a professional photographer. So we're aiming to get one photo of every child in every costume they have. And if you can do it, one group photo as well. And I say that because some dances are across a multiple changing rooms. So sometimes it's good if they're, so like Lion King, for example, I'm just using that as my example. It might be good to be like, let's all do the group photo now quickly when they've come off of a rehearsal to quickly get it done then, okay? So you're aiming throughout the day to try and get an individual photo in every single costume with a prop if you can, and a group photo in every dance if you can. Nearly there. There's a lost property box that will probably be located, at the signing in and out desk. We must make sure that you're signed out and all the children are signed out. Finally, in your changing room, when you go in, if you are in a room that's got more than one group in it, like colour group, you'll see that everyone has got one chair each, including the chaperones, and there'll be a sign saying the name of your colour group, and you go into your zone, which is laid out with chairs, and there'll be another zone laid out with chairs, and so you'll see the different zones which separate the different changing areas within the one main changing room. In that one space, in that one room, there is also a box, and it has all of anything you might need, like, oh, that girl's got nail varnish on, or oh, we need a brush and she hasn't got one, or whatever it might be that has been forgotten or that you suddenly need. There should hopefully be something that will sort that out in the box, so that is also there for you. There is also a sign with the QR code to hopefully lead you to the colour of your group if you're having trouble finding it. On the Chaperone page before, which is, again, you need to just have a look through before, you will see the Wi-Fi code for the theatre, because everyone is going to be having their iPad like this, walking around with their running order or the name of their list of the children they've got, and they know what they're doing, and then if they're not sure, they can just tap and have a look, and they've got everything at the touch of a button on an iPad in your hand. So take a look in advance, see what's happening, and then you'll feel calm at the theatre. But we are there to help you. We're there to explain. There's definitely such a group spirit and everyone helping out. So do not worry, we're there to help, and we will get everyone in the right place at the right time. I'm sorry it's so long. I hope it's informative, and we can't wait to see you.